What's going on, everybody? It's Crypto Vision here, coming at you with another crypto market update. I actually just recorded this video, but my mic wasn't on, so this is part two. I appreciate you stopping by. If you like today's video, drop a like, hit that, drop a comment where you're tuned in from, and hit that sub button. So, today we're going to be covering XLM. We're going to be going over this prolonged correction that we've been going through. So, yep, stick around, find out where the levels are, and enjoy. So if we are looking at this overall pennant flag, right, overall pennant, nice little pennant, just condensing, this 42.4 area is what we had marked, and we definitely rejected off of it twice. Rejection. And so this area is so key just because it is the area that is holding us back that we measured. It's the 382 or the 786 of this overall range, right? This overall range. And so we marked that down. As you can see, it's been support, resistance, support, resistance. We can come over here, same concept. We're gonna find this, right? Look, we're holding above it, slam down, get above it. Nope, no full body candle close, slam down. Right here, support, get above it, bullish. Right here, look at this area. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days on it. So large area of interest that we need to keep an eye on. So ideas for this correction. This has been a rather steep correction. It's been a rather prolonged correction, and so we've come down, we've wicked below the 786, right? We're closing, right? We're actually below the 69197, but we're above the 786, which is good. You want to stay above the 786. Stay above the 786. Stay above the 786. I repeat, stay above the 786. I do have this area marked right here. For the worst case scenario, could be the 35 cent mark, right? 35 cent mark, the 1618 of this overall correction, right? I mean, that would set us up for a lower low. I would have to readjust everything. And so I'm not looking for that, right? Maybe a wicking. I wouldn't mind a wick. I mean, it would still suck, but no closes. I'm really, you're gonna see all the areas of interest that we marked were relevant, but they just got blasted through, especially on all the falling wedges. So I'm gonna leave this up. I'm gonna leave this up on the daily, and so if we see anything in the future, we can see, hey, this is where we're at. So right now we're still above the 786, which is key. We need to get above, need to get above this 41.7 cent mark, but I would say ideally is, 42.4 cents. We know the levels, 42.4, we're going to target higher. Okay, 42.4, we target higher. And I can give you those. Once we close above that, then we'll start looking at some price targets. You know what, I'll give you some price targets. Everyone likes price targets. So we get above that level, right? We're looking higher for sure. Right, looking higher for sure. And right, next level of this wave, because this is a 1-2, the 1618 is that 85 cent to the 2618, right, which is the 116, because that should correlate to something of the 1618 of this range right here. Yeah. So the 26, you see that 1618, 1618 of the larger third wave, fourth wave correction was 111. This is the fifth wave, right? Just overall fifth wave. The 2618 is 116. So we're looking for, 85 cents to $1.16 on this next move. So it'll be clear once we get above the 60 cent mark, right? 60 cent, we get above, right above that 69197, right? Get above there, close above it. We're not going to close above this just to reject the all-time high. Right, so we get above this, we're not going to get above the 786 just to reject the overall. So I would say, right, let's get above, to be conservative, actually, let's get above this overall 786, so this 64 cent mark, which would be nice. So just get above the all-time high, but really, if you get above this 60 cent, then I'm like, okay, we're good. So just for, if you're really conservative, but the 60 cent mark is huge. 60 cent is huge. So those are targets to the upside. I'll keep covering them. I'll go through them every day, but those are just for this next wave, the third wave, right? Because we're in the fifth wave. We had the third wave of the fifth wave coming up. Third wave of the fifth wave, and you still need the fifth wave of the fifth wave, which we can get into. But right now we're still just looking at, just finishing up this correction. Let's get through this correction, and then we can look to the upside. RSI, man, it's like I was saying on my last video, right? Reject. This was Friday. I was like, okay, don't get too excited because we still rejected, and what happened? Right, we can come down for a lower low, right? Lower low on RSI, higher low on price. Can we hold 0.391? If we can hold 0.391 and come down for a lower low, that would be the only reason why I would want to see a lower low on the RSI. We marked these out last week. Actually, yeah, over a week ago we marked these out, the 5196 and the 4260. Just areas of interest, right? We've kind of rejected off of it. It was kind of a double reject off the 5196 and the trend line. So I knew that was going to be a high area of resistance, and I was like, excited but not fully excited. Right? This is a prime example of what I've been going over. So we have, right, wave down here, no wave up, nothing, no wave up. So, let's get a higher low. I marked it out, and then let's start to move. We got to get our wave above. We can't be playing down here. Oh, you're just doing this. Right? You're just doing this, right? Green dots, but you're just going down and down and down, right? Down. We don't want that. We're tired of that. We're ready to move, baby. So if we're going to the 8 hour, right, this is the pennant of the daily, and I mean, look at this. We just slammed right down here. We're finding support. Actually, did we just close this? Yeah, we just closed this. When I was filming the last video, it was or recording the last video, pardon me, I was like, we're gonna close above it. So we did. So we stayed right on it. So this is good. But look at this. We just slammed down. We are seeing hopefully some kind of support right here. We need some kind of support, right? And overall, we're at that, boom, we're just hitting that 786. So that's good. Stay above the 786. Start some momentum, go sideways, right? Get above this 236 to 417 mark, and we should be seeing some higher prices. But I definitely want to get above this 42.4 mark, get above this, this high right here. So I just don't want a lower high, right? Get above this high. We need to end this range. Need to end this range. We cannot stay in this pennant any longer. We need to get out. All of these cryptos that I've marked, right? So if you have the levels, so the level to get above is 42.4, right? These support levels, right? We did actually, so we drew these on Saturday. These support levels actually did hold up, right? Bounce, slam down, and then just slam back down. So this one, these were areas of interest, but it just, this correction right here, this one right here, this Sunday night candle, if you would say, it just obliterated everybody. So right here on this last trend line. So again, not a financial advisor, this isn't financial advice, but we have these areas of support, these areas of interest, these are areas to add, to do with them what you will, right? These are all levels that I find are where I typically add or typically find, okay, this is where I can say that we're going to be looking up. Right now we're in a bearish type of trend, so I'm thinking we're either going to stay going down or moving sideways. So until we fix that, right, we're not going to be moving much higher. This right here, this is right, this looked good, right? This actually looks good. This kind of looks like this, if I'm being honest with you. You had this deep wave, you came up barely, red dot, and then can we get a green dot? Can we please get a green dot? That'd be so nice to get a green dot. That'd be so nice, dude. So I don't think this should be on the 8 hour actually. I think this should just be on the 4. So can we get a green dot? Because what happened right here? What happened right here? August 6th. Look at that. We just ripped. We ripped. But then it wasn't sustained, right? It wasn't sustained. We went up 22%, but still it wasn't sustained. We need some sustaining moves. These moves where we just pump and dump it's not gonna get us to where we need to be. We need something like this right here. Right? Same thing, same concept, right? You were down low, came up for a little bit, then came right back down and came up. So this wave is getting a little deep for my liking. So let's do something with it. Let's see what the Fu Manchu is saying that we've lost momentum. RSI on the 8-hour, yeah, we broke. I drew these, Sunday morning, just updated everything, and we broke down below. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Are we going to close back above it? Right, can we get right back above it? Because the trend line, you don't have to stay right on it. You can go right below it, right above it. Right, it's the same concept of when you're moving down and you have like a fake breakout. So if we're on a 4-hour chart, same thing, slam down. Look at this 4-hour chart though. It's really showing that just holding support. Pardon me, I had to cough. So holding support right on this trend line. It did look really good. I mean, we were just oscillating down, kind of what you like to see. And then this last bump up, slam down. So not great, not great. Man, this wave is getting deep. This wave is getting deep now. So we definitely don't have a higher low anymore. So I can delete this, right? We definitely don't have a higher low. It's the same. So Fu Manchu's looking like we're leveling off. We're going sideways. So let's start to go sideways now. That'd be really nice. RSI looks bearish for the most part. We're down below this 4260, right? If we're above the 4260, okay, now we're looking to posture bullish. If we're above 5196, we are bullish, but yeah, this is just not looking good. I mean, look at this move and look at what we've done. And so now we're kind of going sideways. Can we get some kind of bounce? Possibly, maybe. But here's the one thing that we have going for us. We have a area of support. So now, what do we do before, Tuesday? Pretty much by the end of today, what are we gonna do in this little area right here? That's what you get. You get little areas of interest. What do we do right here to get us through this area? Right? Do we come back up, come back down, then go like that? Probably be better if I actually use some arrows, some paths, right? We come up, right? Come up, shoot up, down, then go. Something like that. Right? So yeah, this is looking like just another part of this larger complex correction. We look like we have lower highs. Let's not get lower lows. In order for us to not think that this is the continuation of the trend, we need to stay. We need to stay above this low. Particularly actually this low. This 36.1 low. So, but worst case scenario, we do come down to 35 cents. Get fully done, right? Have a full A, B, C correction, right? Have something along the lines of that. And so, and we'll see. I'll keep you updated with everything. This 2-hour looked beautiful. I mean, look at this. We were just running, came back down, lost it, and now we're in the lower time frame, little pennant. And so, what are we gonna do with this area right here? What are we gonna do? We are going sideways. It does look bearish. I mean, it looks like a hockey stick. I mean, it really does. It does. So, kind of looks. It looks like this. Right, we're just getting ready just to slam down again. So, yeah, I could see us, coming down at least, taking out this low, right? At least wicking down here. So does that have any kind of confluence? It is the one. Overall, let's see overall. I want to see the overall trend of what we have here from this other low to high. Just gonna delete this real quick. Um, 786. That's 786 level. That's why we had it marked last time. So yeah, 786 level. We did break through these two areas, so they're not super key anymore of support. So this is line in the sand. This 35-cent level, and then I'm gonna leave this, actually this one, this 40.9 cents, because it did show significance on both coming down and coming up. This line wasn't so significant, so we're gonna move this down here. 786. That could be right. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I mean, we could really take this out. We really could wick down, take this out, and then bounce up. So we still would have a higher low, but you know, it's brutal. It's brutal, really brutal. Do we have any, right, something like this where you're just wicking down? Even this candle, like having this candle close below and then come up, like you typically will come right below. So I could see it's coming down and then shooting up. I really could. Do we have this last little bit right here, and then I'll log it off. So what do we have here? Do we have a 3-wave move yet? I mean, this looks like, this area right here definitely looks like the C wave. Looks like a 3rd wave, because it's just so impulsive. So impulsive. 1, 2, and then you kind of have like a double bottom look, a double top look, and then the 3rd. Something like that. So do we have completed 3 waves, or do we need to come up? Do we need to come up again and then slam down for a 5th? Do we do this, come back up, and then come down? Alright, we could do something like that for sure. We really could. I'll just leave this right here, just so you guys can see it. That's the bearish scenario. I'll make this red. Alright, where is this 38-cent mark? Bearish scenario. It doesn't have to be all the way down here. It could be right here. It could be right here. It could be down to here. Either way. I'm going to make it red though. Definitely make it red. And then bullish is, alright, we've come down, so we're going to come up. Alright, we've come down. We're going to come up. I'm going to change the color. Come up. Definitely need a breakthrough here. Alright. Bullish. Let's go green. Let's go blue. Alright, something like that. So, especially just to get out of here, we need 5 waves up. We don't have 5 waves up. We have 1 wave, and we got another deep correction. So overall, that's XLM. That's what we're dealing with today. You have the levels of correction, levels of where we possibly can go. This area is kind of this is a kind of a resistance level, and so now we have some resistance to get above, right? We definitely need to go to this 41 cents to 42.4 cents, and then we can look higher. We bounce off through here. We're looking to that 38 cents to the 35 cents. So again, not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, but you know, these are areas where I'm gonna look to add, especially down to this 35 cent. I can add a little bit. You know, depending on your situation, you can add. You can look to long. You can do this. You can do that. Whatever you do, right? These are just levels that I find going to be helpful and interesting. So if you like today's video, please leave a like, hit that sub button, and leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I really appreciate your time and appreciate you tuning in. You have a good rest of your day. Peace.